Hello everyone and welcome to another Halo 3 walkthrough guide. Today we'll be getting all the skulls for the achievement Witch Doctor. The first skull is called Blind and it will appear on Sierra 117. It should be noted that the only way to get any achievements for any of the skulls you grab is by having the difficulty set to normal or higher. So as I was saying, back to the mission, Blind will appear on Sierra 117 and it appears at relatively the beginning. It's in the very first fight that you fight in the mission, and it will appear on the very right side of the map. Just follow the path that I take and you should reach the skull. The second one is called Iron. Iron will also appear on Sierra 117. I started pretty far away from the skull, so you can see exactly where I was. Kind of messing around, apologize. It's taking a little longer than it should have been to get to the skull, but we're just going to reach the skull anyway. Back to what I was saying, the way to get to that top area is by jumping on top of each of these little plateaus. So there's 3 of them, that's the second one, and here's the third. You're going to follow it along. I'm showing you a little bit of what you're supposed to see when getting to the skull. You're going to pass Sergeant Johnson's little captive area and just bypass it. I believe the skull still appears even if the Pelican or after you rescue Sergeant Johnson. But that is Iron. It's sitting in a corner on the very right side. The next skull is called Black Eye, and it's on the mission Crow's Nest. It's the second mission, and it starts at the very beginning of the mission. As soon as you get control of Chief, as you can see, I have no weapon yet. All you do is just jump on that scaffolding. Jump on the rack, then the scaffolding, which is the red stuff. And then all you're going to do is look to the right, jump on this cylindrical metal tube, and the skull will appear at the very end. The next skull that you're going to want to get is Grunt Birthday Party. That appears on Crow's Nest as well, the second mission, and it's in the area where you fight the drones, or buggers if you want to call them that. So the skull will appear right before the Arbiter, so you don't want to drop down all the way. You want to drop down just a tiny bit. The goal is to try to get to the walkway under this little catwalk. As soon as you drop down, all you have to do is walk to the end, and that is Grunt Birthday Party. The next skull is on Tsavo Highway. It is called Tough Luck. Tough Luck will appear on Tsavo Highway, which is this little bridge thing that will go away towards your next fighting area. All you do is drop down, go to this first pillar, jump to the right around this pillar, then jump to the left to reach the the little flat area where the pillar drops off, then jump across to the left and you'll see the skull sitting here on this lonely rock. The next skull is Catch, and that is on the mission The Storm. This one is kind of difficult to gauge. Sometimes it appears, sometimes it doesn't. I really don't know why it bugs out sometimes. All I know is that you're going to need a Warthog. So the Warthog that you're seeing right here, all you do is drive it to where I'm driving it. You can drive it sideways or facing, it doesn't matter. First things first, you don't want to die. So all you do is jump on this Warthog, and then you crouch jump up, and all you do is grab the skull, and that's pretty much it. So that's how you can get the skull Catch. The next skull is called Fog, and that is on the mission Floodgate. It is at the very beginning of the mission. As you can see, I just start the mission. I just get control of Chief, and basically this skull kind of is a pain sometimes if the flood form doesn't want to die. It is worth noting that the flood combat form, you're going to want to hear out for the dialogue between some of the squad people. I don't know, like all squads report in. Once you hear that, that's when the flood combat form will appear. You want to shoot it as soon as it appears because that's the only time you get for it to fall down onto the ground, onto the street. The next skull is called Famine, and it will appear on the mission The Ark. As you can see, I'm in the chopper. I originally wanted to use the chopper to help me get a little bit more of a boost for my grenade jump, but I thought the best way that I can show you guys is by using the grenade. Just by using the grenade, which is entirely possible. As you can start to see a little outline of the skull as we close in on this final pillar. So as you can see, what you're going to want to do is jump up to this pillar by grenade jumping. Where you're going to want to toss a grenade is somewhere where I'm shooting, so you can jump up to there. So we're going to toss the grenade and then jump right across. That's a very simple grenade jump. I just waited a second right after I tossed the grenade, ran at it, then jumped. Cowbell is a little bit more of a difficult skull to get to. First things first, you're going to want to remember to grab a grav lift all the way back during the scarab battle. Then after you clear the room, right before the terminal on this in this part, you're going to want to toss the grav lift between the first and second blue dot on the declining slope. So all you do is just jump up. Okay, so those first two tries I was showing you, you can't just walk onto the grav lift. You're going to want to jump so basically you walk at the grav lift, at the last second you jump so it can carry more of your weight. So there you go, and that's how you can get Cowbell on the mission The Ark. The next skull is Thunderstorm, and that's on the mission The Covenant. So as you can see, we're going to go into this Hornet right here, and it appears at Tower 2. So as you can see those green phantoms, those two green phantoms sitting across from us. All you're going to want to do is you're going to ignore these banshees, and you just want to continue flying towards the tower. Want to keep those banshees away, so just might shoot little warning shots. As soon as you reach the tower, I get out a little earlier than I wanted to. You could just fly up to this area if you wanted to. All you do is you follow this ramp up to this pillar, and you see the skull at the very end, and that is how you can get Thunderstorm. Alright, the most complicated skull in the game Halo 3 is I Would Have Been Your Daddy. There is a sequence to the rings in this mission. It is on the Covenant. It is after you deal with Truth. So it is worth noting that I believe the only way they can get the skull is after you start fighting the Flood. So what you're going to want to do, so you don't have to worry about anything, is to clear out all the Flood. Make sure all the Flood infection forms are dead as well. So you can do this no problem. So the sequence goes 4, 6, 5, 4, 5, 3, 4. It is worth noting that sequence and remembering how each of the Halo rings correspond to it. 7 being closest to Truth, 1 being closest to where I started out. So 4 as well should be noted as the kind of like reddish type of thing on the ring. So as you can see, we're jumping towards the bridge, which is towards Truth, rather than jumping away towards number 1. So basically, you want to jump to 7, not to 1. So as you can see, we've done 4, 6, we're jumping through 5. Now we're going to walk towards 4. We're going to jump through that again. I'm going to jump up, and then we're going to jump towards 5. Then from 4, we're going to go towards 5. And then we're going to jump towards the door. Then head all the way back so we can grab number 3. It is worth noting that if you try jumping through those rings after you pass through them, you will have to restart with 4. So here's number 3, jumping towards number 4, and the final ring in the sequence is number 4. And there you go. As soon as you see those rings illuminated, that's when you know you've done it right. That is how you can get I Would Have Been Your Daddy. As you can see, I'm just showing you guys the angles of where how the rings are illuminated. All you have to do is go back to the light bridge, and the skull should appear. And that is, as I said, how to get I Would Have Been Your Daddy. So the next skull is called Tilt, and that is on the mission Cortana. I just want to get into it, as I know I'm still showing the Cortana, not the Cortana, but the Covenant, I Would Have Been Your Daddy skull. But I kind of want to get into how to get Tilt. Tilt is in of course, it's on the mission Cortana, and it's in the very circular room with all the cloaking devices. So where you pick up the cloaking device, it is on the opposite end of that little panel that I jumped on. It's on the opposite end of where that cloaking device shows up on the in the control room. All you do is you basically jump up a few of these plateaus, and then you finally reach the skull. The final skull is the Mythic skull, and that appears in the mission Halo. Very easy skull to get to. All you do is you hug the very right side from where you start out. Hug the right side, and there's going to be this little opening, and all you do is you follow it. It's a little dark, but all you have to do is just walk to the end, and you'll see the Mythic skull. And that is all 13 skulls. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope this was somewhat understandable, but if it wasn't, just let me know in the comments and I'll help as much as possible. If you guys liked the video, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you guys very much for watching. I'll see you next time.